All right, this is the District 2 Sports Podcast. We're here for our weekly recruiting episode. So we've talked about this on our X Twitter page, how we want to highlight some players around the area. We have our 10 players here. We also got Devin Doss here, who is our recruiting correspondent. Devin, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. This is our this was our bread and butter 2 years ago when we first, really started the podcast. This recruiting podcast did the recruiting episode did very well. So hopefully we can get that same sort of attention on this episode.
Yeah, like you said, we did it 2 years ago, and things kind of fell apart after life got busy. But the best episode we got was our recruiting episode where we talked about a bunch of kids in the area and um, where they might be going and how they're doing this year. So we hope to do that this year as well. So we're planning on doing 10 each week. We'll keep doing it until we run out of players. So we hope all these kids go places. A few of them tonight you'll see are going to major D1 schools, and we'll get to some kids who aren't getting those offers, or might be going D3 or D2, whatever it might be, and that's fine. I hope these kids realize that's okay. You know, there's good football at all levels, and we talked to D2 and D3 coaches too. So I mean, they'll be looking at these kids as well. But tonight we'll be talking about Gideon Davidson, Easton Ware, Carter Stollard, Malachi Coleman, Josiah Persinger, Tavion Clark, Jack Reese, Ethan Dukes, Jaziel Hart, and Des Jordan. So Devin, you want to start
Yeah,
off?
and yeah, I mean a good mix of 2025 and 2026 guys on the list. And when we were going through this list, we compiled a list of probably 60, 70 different recruits and just picking out 10 that kind of just stand out immediately. But just going through that list, you just see how much talent we actually have in this area, especially coming from that Roanoke, Lynchburg area. Between those two cities, we have a lot, and obviously we have some talent back home in the Danville, Pittsylvania County area. But man, we're producing some athletes here in Lynchburg, and Roanoke has always done it as well, especially when you have Salem, Christiansburg programs like that. PH, we covered a couple guys a couple years ago from that Roanoke area as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, we can go ahead and get into it.
yeah, and we'll be covering GW, Chatham, Dam River, all those good teams. Like you said, we'll be all over the place. So these first 10 is not like they're special by any means. It's just the first 10 kids that came over our list. So I mean,
Hmm.
we know Gideon Davidson and Easton Waring, Carter Stallard, and Malachi Coleman are going places. So we'll talk about them first, and then kind of go down the list and help these kids get some places. But let me share my screen here. I did want to bring up our first prospect. I'll let Devin take it from here.
Yeah, so we got Gideon Davidson right here out of Lynchburg, Liberty Christian Academy, great program, really in all sports, baseball, basketball, football. And 2 years ago, we talked about this kid. He was the number one running back in the country. 6 foot, 193. So good weight, good size there. 247 composite listed has him listed as the number 54 overall player nationally, number three running back in the country, and number one in the state of Virginia. If you go through his offer list, obviously he's committed to Clemson, but you see Auburn, you see Colorado, Iowa State, Louisville, Michigan, Miami, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, and him being from LCA, I'm sure that his faith kind of guided him towards Clemson with Dabo and everything, and I think he's a great fit. Honestly, it reminds me of a lot of Phil Maffa, who's already there at Clemson. But
Yeah,
yeah, anything.
where's Florida on the list? I mean, did he? I remember him. I think he visited Florida a while back, and I was hoping that he would stick there. I mean, if he sees this, man, hey, never too late to change your mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It seems like Florida, they used to pull some guys from like the Richmond area, and
Yeah,
they got a couple guys on the roster from Virginia, but I'm surprised that he does not have a Florida offer on there.
yeah,
But
but I
it
think
seems,
you're right about being at LCA, and Dabo is very open about his faith, and that's probably something that's attracted him. And they've had good running backs there at Clemson for years too. So in the NFL as well. So he's going to a great place. We're just kind of picking, but I think one thing I read here from Brian Doan and this analyst here, he is a patient runner. If you see something when he sees these highlights, when he hits a hole, he makes sure he takes his time, kind of finding that hole and then kind of getting upfield. And once he gets upfield, or if you're even or behind, you're not catching this guy. He's fast. I mean, he runs track as well, so he's a quick guy.
Absolutely. And same sort of thing from on three. Say he's a guy who's got advanced vision. He sets up his blocks well with his timing. He's a patient runner. He's an efficient runner. But there's one thing that they added I don't quite agree with is the fact that in quotes he doesn't play good competition and will almost always win the foot race once in the open field, adding to his gaudy stats. So it's a little bit of disrespect, I think, and that might be why he's fallen from that number one running back spot there. But obviously at LCA, you're going to be playing against some lesser teams, I guess. But to say he doesn't play against good competition and the things that he's doing are special, man. I just think not
No,
giving him his due.
I'm with you there. I mean, like he's played against Salem twice. He's you know, ran against them, so he's played against good competition. It's not like LCA doesn't play anybody. They're playing in the
Yeah,
Seminole District, and they played in state championships, state semifinals. So I mean, they've been against good competition. So yeah, I kind of disagree there too as well.
yeah. I mean, and they also, I mean, according to Max Preps, they also have one of the hardest schedules in the region. So something to be aware of. But you want to get into his Hudl highlights here,
Yeah, so
Gregor?
here's a mid-season highlight here. So just want to play a couple minutes here. I want to start off first with Salem. Like I just said, Salem, really good football team, won multiple state championships. So you can see here, I think this is on defense right here. Oh no, yeah, this is on defense. So he plays both ways. So you can see him here. Um, watch the play here, breakdown. He's reading. QB doesn't see him, he picks it off. And it's the part right here where he's a DB, catches the ball, and he turns into a running back. So he's like patiently trying to get field and making some noise. So here he is back on offense here, carrying the ball up the middle, finds the hole, jukes, and he's gone. Um,
Yeah, and
but
he's just like an effortless runner, man. He makes it look so easy. He's your classic between the tackles type of runner. If I had to compare him to somebody, a college comparison, maybe even a pro comparison, I would say he's a TJ Yeldon type of player from Alabama.
whew,
Just based on how he hits the hole. He's kind of an more upright runner, I would say. Um, Also reminds me a little bit of Taj Brooks at Texas Tech right now, who's having a heck of a season. But
I mean,
he's
look at
he's stronger than you think. He's
yeah.
faster than you think.
I mean,
Just a beast, man.
they have no chance. I mean, it's just like toying with them. I mean, also credit to his line. He has a good line there too at LCA, so that helps him out a lot too. But even if he had a subpar line, I think he's getting down the field. So this kid's just he's just special. Um, man, I like those helmets too, by the way. Oh, is this
Yeah,
a?
and I
I want to see this little punt return. I didn't even know it was, it's about to be a punt returner here.
and
Let's see
I
him
think
here.
he's a guy who can definitely add to his frame and everything. He's at 193 right now, but I
Oh,
could
do you
see
see that
him.
juke right there? Oh
It's
my
kind of a little
goodness.
it's a little
I thought he was
slow on
out of
my
bounds.
screen, but
I thought he was out of bounds. Man, the kid's just good. I mean, LCA, great program. So, we'll look forward to seeing him in the next few years there at Clemson. Anything else you want to add to Gideon?
that's it, man. Like I said, he's a one cut type of guy, and he's gone. He just makes it look so easy, and he's not phased by arm tackles in the slightest.
Yeah, and we can talk about his classmate, I guess, his former team or his current teammate. So Easton
Yeah,
Ware we have here also going to Clemson.
yeah, Easton Ware, I guess, kind of a package deal, if you want to call it that, with these two guys. When I spoke with some people close to the LCA program last year, I went to one of the games, was on the sideline and everything, and this was a guy who apparently had Notre Dame pretty high on his list. But I think same thing as far as the faith, as far as Gideon already going to Clemson. I'm sure that had a lot that played into that decision there.
And he's a tall
But
kid too, 6'5". That's good size right there.
yeah, good size. He looks the part. 6'5", 280, number 525 nationally, number 38. He's listed as an offensive tackle, but they have him ranked number 38 as an interior offensive lineman. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But number 15 in the state of Virginia. Um, yeah, I think he would probably be a tackle at the next level, but we'll see.
Yeah, just
Another
kind of
guy,
go ahead.
another guy, by the way, who's got some big time offers. You know, we talked about Notre Dame earlier, but Auburn, Baylor, Michigan, Liberty, of course, Oklahoma, Syracuse, who's a team that throughout this video, actually, you'll see a lot of these guys are having some interest from Syracuse. So I don't know if they have somebody on the staff from this area or what, but UVA, Virginia Tech, Wisconsin, Wake Forest. So Easton Ware, pretty highly coveted guy as well.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but just another kind of an analyst mentioned. I love this part right here. It says is physical and is violent with initial punch and finishes block. So when you see something like that, you just know this kid's gonna be physical. He plays both sides of the ball too, so you know on defense he's getting after it as well. So um, he plays for a great LCA team, like we said. They play for state championships. They play for state semifinals. Um, so they're playing against good competition. So when you're playing both sides of the ball and you're dominating, you know you're doing something good there at LCA. Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's get to his highlight too. So I just want to see some violence here from Easton Ware. So you see him here, 78, just mauling kids. I mean, he hit two kids in that one play. He's on defense, taking a double team, pushing away, makes a tackle.
Yeah, he's a strong kid.
Oh,
He's got
pancake.
just a huge lower body too, man.
Yeah. Okay, he's eating up double teams and he's still getting to the quarterback. And when you're playing against a kid like this, like all game, you're just like, man, when's this game over with?
Yeah, and honestly, I think he's quick enough to
Woo!
play on the defensive end or defensive side of the ball too.
Three is getting mad right there. He's getting pushed all over the place. And that's another reason why Gideon, has all these touchdowns and scores that he has. I mean, look at that. I mean, you look at him. He towers over everybody in the end zone right there. Here's again pulling. Oh, this is the same play when three got upset. It's like, hey, get off of me. Yeah. So Easton Ware. And you saw it there. Like we said, he's physical. He's violent. Pancakes. He's going to get after you. So Clemson's got two good ones coming from LCA. So I think they'll be definitely be contributors. And hey, if things don't work out in Clemson, guys, you can come down to Florida anytime we come hanging out.
And I'm sure UNC would love to have him as well. That's more surprising to me. No UNC offers from either of those guys. I mean, maybe there is. It's just not listed, but
Hmm.
surprised me.
Let's see here. Let's get to Carter Stallard. So this is a Christiansburg kid.
Yeah, and obviously staying home, committed to Virginia Tech, committed on January 29th of this year. Now this kid, he's listed as 6'7.5". I've seen him also on some other sites at 6'8", 315 pounds. We talked about Easton Ware looking the part. This kid, when you see the highlights, I mean, he towers over other teams,
Oh,
and it might be because Christianberg's or Christiansburg's
yeah,
offensive lines. They have guys who are not as big, obviously not as
yeah,
touted, not as as LCA, but this is a kid who, like I said, towers over the defense and the rest of his O line there. But 985 overall nationally, according to the 247 composite, number 70 offensive tackle in the country, and number 28 in the state of Virginia. There, some good offers from some big time schools as well, including Virginia Tech, Charlotte, Duke, ECU, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Marshall, Maryland, Pitt, UVA, and West Virginia. So
yeah. I'm excited to see this kid. I mean, when you see 6'7.5", 315, he's got to be he's got to be right there. I mean, you can't miss him. There's no way. So let's see some highlights of Mr. Stallard here. So and you think about Christiansburg, 3A school. They play against good competition as well. They're going to play against, Roanoke schools, and they'll travel around. They'll play some kids in our schools in Lynchburg as well. So they've been playing for, state championships through the years too. So they're no slouch as either. So I think there's been a few kids from that area to go play D1 sports too. So um, let's see with some highlights here.
And I'll just warn you, this first block here is just violent, man. I mean,
You can tell who he is already. Oh,
he's an
you
absolute
were
he's a road grader, man.
you were not playing. Oh my gosh.
He's an absolute road grader, and he's doing this against not bad competition here at PH.
Yeah, PH is I think a 5A school. So I mean, oh yeah. I mean, he's just handling. I mean, he's mauling the kid. I mean, I would run to his side every time or have him pull. I mean, I went out if I'm a linebacker or a DB, I do not want this kid pulling at me or getting
Yeah, and
pancaked.
you can see it, man. He's great size. He definitely looks like a D1
Oh
athlete.
yeah. I mean, pancake right there. And that was a big kid there, number 9 too for Patrick Henry. Oh, I mean, taking on the two kids. Gosh. I mean,
Another guy,
he just looked the part, man. He looks
yeah,
the part.
plays both sides of the ball.
Oh, let's see this here. So I guess that's him under center here. Interesting defense there. They got what, like 10 people in the box right there. Is that him on top there? Yep. Got the devil knee brace. I love it. If my lineman doesn't have a double knee brace, I don't. He's not really a lineman. I mean, look at him getting downfield. I mean, taking the tackle. Kid does not give up on plays. We'll see one more here for Mr. Stallard here. It's on the outside here on defense. Taking on a block. I mean, look at that. Golly.
Yeah, he's a space
Oh
eater
yeah,
on
one more.
defense, space eater on defense, and a road grader on offense. So he's
Woo. I mean, he
definitely
just. I mean, he's
athlete.
just so much bigger than these kids. I mean, he just. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see one more. So this is the kid I was talking about, number 9 here. I mean, looks like a pretty good kid here, but moves inside. So yeah, he looks the part, like you said. I think he might need some time to kind of grow into the position. A lot of kids do. Like even Easton Ware, when he gets to Clemson, he's gonna need time to adjust and get some meat on his bones and adjust to the line play there in the ACC. So um, both these kids, they look the part, and I think they're gonna be contributors here soon.
Yeah, and like you said, they always say in college or as when you're moving up a level, the closer you are to the ball. So if you're on the O line or the D line, the harder it is to start early on. So I
Hmm.
think you give both those kids some time, and I think eventually they'll get to that point. But both of them, man, just vicious athletes on the field.
Yeah. So Carter Style there at Christiansburg High School and Virginia Tech. This next kid, you've seen him play in person, and so you
Yeah.
know a lot about this kid right here, Malachi Coleman. Tell me about him.
Yeah, one of my favorite players on the list, and not just because I've seen him in person, but just reading about him and how he is as a person as well. Um, but Malachi Coleman committed to Syracuse back in April. He is 5'10", 185 pounds, running back out of William Fleming High School. Now, here's the part where it gets me, and he's ranked as the 1015th player overall nationally, number 73 running back in the country, and number 30 in Virginia. But having seen this kid play in person, it's so hard for me to imagine. So he's at 73. Gideon's at number 3 in the country. It's hard to believe that there's 70 running backs in between them. I mean, Malachi Coleman is one of the best athletes I think I've ever seen on a football field. And he's just, like we said with Gideon, he just makes it look effortless, man. And he plays on both sides of the ball as well. Just a beast, and legit speed too, man.
I want to point out something right here about his offer list. So you see Syracuse, you see Air Force, Bucknell, Colgate, Cornell. This kid has to be smart in the classroom as well. So he's not, some kid that just plays football and, goes to class sometimes. This kid has to be pretty smart to get some Ivy League offers.
Absolutely. And he's also got, I don't know if I assume, yeah, I think he's been offered by Dartmouth and Georgetown as well. So
Wow.
this adds to that. He must be a heck of a student as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these kids, not everybody goes to the NFL, so having a good education behind you, rest of your life go away. So, but it looks like I said, he's a track kid as well. So you'll see it on these highlights how quick he is. I
Yeah,
mean,
and when I saw him play at William Byrd, he was a guy who just you can't tackle him. I mean, I think his first carry of the game, he went for like 85 yards or something like that, and he's a monster, man. He's so hard to take down. Like we said with Gideon, he's not a guy who can be arm tackled, and he's so shifty. He's so quick.
let's see some highlights. I got his highlights pulled up here. These are Malachi Coleman. I think these are mid-season highlights or game seven. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, see, look there, GPA 3.5. So I mean, he's doing some good things in the classroom. So let's see how he performs. Was that Franklin County or yeah, Franklin County?
It might be Lord Botetourt there. Oh, or was it Franklin County? I don't know who it was.
It could
But
be actually. Yeah. Oh, here
this
we
is
go.
that
This is the game you're at.
game. Yep.
I mean,
And
he just slows it down, plays with them.
absolutely. And you can tell he's like the crown jewel of that William Fleming program too, man. And just the way the fans talk about him and
Oh
how they
man,
cheer for him and everything.
I mean that safety was had plenty of time to get up there and make that tackle. And he just blew past him. Here he is against Salem. Here we talked about how good of Salem a program they are. I mean, he's just looking too easy. You don't see that happen very often to Salem at all. So you know you got to be a special talent. And they have kids on the other side of the ball going to D1 schools as well. So I mean, like I said, good competition.
Yeah, a guy that we'll actually cover
Woo.
next too.
Oh, how do you? I mean, he splits the D right there, touchdown. No one's catching him.
Yeah,
Golly.
he's just so fast, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield too. He's less of a between the tackles runner, like we said about Gideon. I mean, get this guy on the edge, and he's gone, man.
Wow. I mean, Halifax has some athletes too. So it's not like he's Halifax is just a nobody. Is this a scrimmage or is this a? Oh, is this East Class? Wow. Wait, is that like a preseason or something? I have never seen an Easy Glass football field. They used to play at City Stadium. Oh, here we go. So seeing the alley. Oh, out to the outside, cuts it back in. So there's a safety down there. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, he's down there already ready for the tackle, and he just still couldn't do it. Kid's just fast and shifty. Looks like nothing. Oh boy, no way.
Yep.
And that's a
And
good defense too.
yeah, I was right on the sideline too. I thought he stepped out of bounds, but man, he's got great footwork.
Again, can say, oh man, arm tackles. You can't do that to Malachi Coleman. Wow.
So I mean, you can look at those highlights, and it's like he's going against teams like Salem, William Byrd, who's one of the best teams in the area this year. It's just like I can't see how that kid is ranked
Yeah. Well,
over
like
1,000.
I think Gideon was he three in this number three in the state total, or and then he's like what 30 something. Uh,
Yeah, Gideon's number one in the state, and then Malachi's number 30 in the state. So
wow. Malachi Coleman, Syracuse. So hey, Malachi as well. If you want to come down to Florida, we'll take you. So trying to recruit for Florida, man. I gotta do it because Billy can't do it. All right, let's see here. So who we got now? We got oh yeah,
just
sorry, Josiah Persinger. I was like, where'd the name go? It's right there in front of me.
a
So
person.
Josiah Persinger from Salem.
Yep. So a kid, we just talked about and looked at some of those Salem highlights with Malachi Coleman, but a kid who's committed to JMU, cornerback, 5'11", 165, ranked as number 1,665 in the country. This is according to On3's industry ranking. Number 140 cornerback in the country, and then number 44 in the state of Virginia, according to the industry ranking. According to On3 itself, though, he's the number 48 cornerback in the country and number 19 in the state of Virginia. This is the kid who, according to his Twitter, he's got 7 offers. I can only see 5 that he's got, just using On3 and 247, but obviously committed to JMU, but Wake Forest, Delaware, Bowling Green, and UConn are some of his other offers that he's got. And you have to think that if Virginia Tech or UVA or somebody else comes calling, he would definitely give him a look. But this is
Yeah,
a guy.
What, you go ahead,
No,
Greg.
I was saying, yeah, like Salem, like I was saying before, they're traditional a powerhouse there in the 4A group. So I mean, he's again playing good competition because he goes to state championships or state tournament, pretty much every year at Salem. So they're playing against good teams in the regions stuff like that. So again, like I know these analysts like to talk about Southern Virginia, but these kids do play against good competition. I think they'll be ready for the next level too.
Yeah, and the thing that stands out to me about Josiah Persinger is his speed. And this is a guy who's got legit track speed. So when I was doing my research on him, he apparently ran for the Ball Out Track Club of Southwest Virginia at the National Relay Championships in 2023, and they won. They won first prize up in New York City, I believe. And he competed with other Salem athletes, including Deron Wilson, who's a kid at App State right now, and Peyton Lewis, who's at Tennessee. So, and speaking of those guys, I mean, coming from that Salem program, we already kind of hit on it, but he sees what it takes to get these offers to get to play big time football. So, yeah, he's a guy who I think honestly could also be higher in the rankings for sure.
Yeah, and he'll be playing in the Sun Belt. I love the Sun Belt football there. There's good programs there. They have good rivalries there. So James Madison getting a good one, but let's see some highlights of Mr. Persinger here. So we have some junior season highlights. Let's see what we got here. All right, playing cornerback here. All right, this might be Franklin County. I think that was lower body type. You're right. Oh, nice. Hey, this is
And
probably the best video we've seen so far as far as the
yeah,
high definition there. Salem got some good cameras. Here he is again.
you can tell he's a
Oh
guy
yeah.
who he just takes pride on the defensive end, man. And he's got great footwork at cornerback. He's got good instincts. I don't just watching some of his highlights before this, I don't understand how or why the quarterback even throws his way at some points
Yeah.
because that's like a lockdown defender.
Oh, here we go. Is this Glass right here?
I
Or
believe.
Blacksburg? I mean, so he's playing against good competition as well. So this might have been Glass in the playoffs here. So definitely a good competition. Oh, that's nice right there. So QB thought he was staying in the flat there, covered that flat, but he read the eyes there and backed up and got the interception. So good eyes on him too. But yeah, man, I don't know how 247 doesn't really have much on him. I mean, he plays good ball, plays the ball
Yeah,
well, reads the quarterback well.
yeah, he's definitely a blanket defender on the outside.
Yeah, you can tell he has good technique too.
Yep.
Man, I don't want to see him. Oh, so all right, here we go.
And this is where he showcases that speed, man.
Wow. I know that kid thought he had a touchdown easily. May have still got him, but like still. I want to see another tackle here. This might be that Martinsburg. I don't know. One of those West Virginia schools they play against. There's really good competition. This might be Bluefield or something like that. So hard to know the competition, but they Salem does not shy away from anybody. But like, I mean, look at him. Plays him really well.
Yeah, he's right in the receiver's hip there. Uses his
LCA.
hand.
So we know LCA is a good team as well. It's a good tackle versus that's a good read right there. So, I'll say, is he about to pick up a fumble? Oh, he does. Oh my gosh. Wow. And he pulls away. So good footwork. He's got some speed, good coverage there. So yeah, I don't see where I don't know where 247 is dropping the ball there. I mean, I don't understand it. So good, definitely a good prospect. But who we got on next on the board here? Tavion Clark from Heritage. So another Lynchburg kid there for you.
Yep, a kid right here in Lynchburg at Heritage. And a kid who that program they love. The coaches love him, fans love him. Seems like the city loves him. Currently not committed. I going on his Twitter, I think he's got a couple of JUCO offers. He's got some interests. as well from JMU, ODU, Syracuse. We see them pop up again in Wake Forest. But an athlete, I think probably see him playing on the offensive side of the ball at wide receiver, but 5'11", 160. And the Lynchburg News in Advance did a great story on this kid entitled "Always Ready at Heritage." Tavion Clark is that guy, and he is. That's the way they see him, and you can tell based on the interviews they did with some other players or other coaches, that he's a guy that they care about tremendously, and a guy that they're gonna be hurting tremendously about when he leaves that program. And you can just tell he's a hard worker. He's become more vocal here in his senior year. He's mentoring other players. He talks about overcoming loss, and he's a guy who says that football is his love. So I hope him for the best for Tavion. Honestly, I don't think JUCO would be a bad route for him. I hope that some of these schools come calling and give him some offers, because I could definitely see him playing some big time football.
Yeah, and Coach Bradley, he has that heritage program, fighting for state championships. They won a state championship just a few years ago, played the state semifinals, like LCA has. So good football there in Lynchburg, playing against good talent. So um, yeah, I mean, it might just be getting these kids out there. I mean, they're playing against good talent, they're good kids. So we'll see some highs, see how Mr. Clark does here. So these are some mid-season highlights. So we'll see how he's done so far. And Heritage is they're competing in our top 10, so they think they just lost the glass, which was surprising, but they're still, I think, lost 2 games this year, so doing pretty good. Oh, here we go. See some moves. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. That kid just like cannot touch him. That's awesome. Oh, nice move. Oh my
And I think
gosh.
he's definitely one of those kids you
Oh,
want
what did you just see that?
He's
Oh
he's
my
one of those
goodness.
kids that you want to get the ball to in space, but he's also a deep threat, man. He can take the top off of a defense.
Oh man, against Amherst here. There we go. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he's wide open. Hit him. Yeah, bus coverage there. But I mean that first play I saw, I mean, oh my gosh. A couple moves there, diving catch.
And he's got some wheels too, man. He's athletic.
Yeah, there's this kid definitely should have some offers. I mean, he's quick, he can put some moves on. Oh, here we go again. I mean,
Hmm.
double moves. It helps the quarterback out here.
I mean,
Oh,
he
I
should
mean, he
he
makes
should have been
catches.
hit too much earlier there, but he makes the catch. He just makes things happen.
Just throw the ball to him. Just throw it up, and he's gonna make a play. Here we go to flat. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, that's LCA two there, so he's not playing against nobody there. So, oh, here we go again. Is this the same play or is this a different one? Different play. Oh, nice move. That was a good game too. If this is that game from this year, they made a good comeback there against LCA. Last one here. See another one. Oh yeah, yeah. So you can see. I mean, the kid he has moves, makes plays. I mean, he's going to get the job done. So I really do hope he gets some more offers here, and he probably will towards the end of the year, and when coaches have more time to come look at film and kind of visit and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses. But Tavion Clark there at Heritage, so in a good year. Next player we have is Jack Reese from my high school, Chatham High School. So it's always good to see a kid from well, it used to be single A, now it's double A, but the double A ranks going to Richmond.
Yep, a guy from your alma mater at Chatham, committed to Richmond earlier this year. 6'2", 285. So I'm interested to see if he'll be, more of an interior defensive lineman, or if they'll put him on the edge or what. But I'm sure he'll probably be a defensive end or interior. But he's a guy who's just been an absolute animal, and you see just like Tavion Clark at Heritage, he's got the support of the whole Chatham High School system. Even all of Pittsylvania County is rooting for this kid to do well at the next level. 13 offers according to 247. A lot of Ivy League schools as well. So a kid who obviously takes pride in the classroom, committed to Richmond, but he's got offers from Colgate, Columbia, Cornell, Elon, Furman, Georgetown, Harvard, NC Central, Pennsylvania, Princeton, VMI, and William and Mary. So, like I said, a guy who takes pride in the classroom, man.
And Richmond, they're a pretty good like private school up there in Virginia too, so they take their academics serious as well. So, like I said, a lot of these kids, they might, I mean, we hope to see them in the NFL, but a lot of kids don't get there, so it's very important to get your education. So that's good to have these offers and know that he's doing well in the classroom. And he plays both sides of the ball too, so he has both highlights. But I think we're gonna highlight his defensive highlights here for Jack Reese. But I know at the beginning of the year he had he had a pick six. Is that what I heard? Yeah, or a fumble
So,
recovered
yeah.
for a touchdown. So. Um, I mean, a school like Chatham, and you're committed to a D1 school or FCS, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you're doing everything for that school. Playing offensive line, playing defensive line. I mean, you got to do everything you can to get some wins. So big Jack Reese.
Yeah, and he 6'2", 285. Going back to that, I mean, he's a kid with not a whole lot of height on him. I mean, obviously at Richmond, he's going to have some good size, but a guy who's just thick, man, and he's stocky, and he's just built like an absolute tank, as you'll see in his highlights.
Oh yeah, here we go. I haven't been able to see them in person, so I mean, goes right around that tackle there. I mean, I wouldn't want this kid to land on me, that's for sure. This is Gretna, so this is good. Oh wow, pokes it out. Good play there. Line up in the middle here. Oh, like I said, you don't want this kid to hit you head on, that's for sure.
And I think his natural position, as you've seen with a lot of these, I think his natural
Oh
position
yeah,
of that defensive end rather than like an edge rusher or like a nose tackler or anything like that. Obviously, I think he'll put on some
nice.
weight at this level.
I mean, you can see him. He's patient too, so he'll read it and go after it. So I like the physicality of this kid.
That is one of the ugliest football fields I've ever seen, by the way. I don't know who's what the
I
field that was.
think it was Appomattox, but I think it was probably in the fall. They probably turned some colors there. Oh, here he is pursuing. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, like I said, he has to do what he has to do for the school to win. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Appomattox.
That kid is
Oh
definitely the epitome of just effort,
yeah.
man.
Oh, here's the Dan River. I gotta wait for this highlight. Get the boy. Get him. Yeah, look at that. I mean, no game. Dan River had no chance that game. All right, here we go. So this I like seeing this right here. So far side chases him down, makes a tackle. It's good. We'll see one more here. Good effort, sheds a block. I mean, yeah, like I said, like he does not give up on play. So he's getting blocked or he's just reading the play and he goes and makes a tackle. So I mean, whether the running back, the quarterback, whoever, he's making a play and trying to help Chatham out here.
Absolutely.
But big Jack Reese there, commit to Richmond. So next we have Mr. Ethan Dukes of Magna Vista. So we talked about Magna Vista and GW a lot, the Piedmont there. So these are two teams that always have good competition and good players. So Magna Vista has a very good program there in the Piedmont.
Yeah, and there was plenty of kids that we have to choose from Magna Vista. We decided on Ethan Dukes for this podcast, but obviously we'll be covering some other Magna Vista guys in the
Yeah. So Magna Vista kids, don't worry, we're gonna have you on there. Don't worry, we're gonna have you. We're gonna show some stuff for you. So it's just we'll have some more kids on next week. But let's go over Ethan Dukes, linebacker.
yeah, so a kid out of that Ridgeway, Martinsville area. Currently not committed, according to his rivals profile. He's listed as 6'1", 225 pounds, a big kid. He's listed as linebacker, but we'll see a lot of his highlights are at running back as well. Um, Currently two offers from Hampton and Marshall. I think that Marshall offers something to watch out for right now. But man, he's a kid who, when you watch his highlights, you're going to see a lot of guys, especially when he's on the offensive side of the ball. You're going to see a lot of guys on the other side making business decisions because I would not want to be in Ethan Duke's way when he's running the football at me at that height and weight. And a guy I'm going to compare him to, not as an insult or anything, is Eddie Lacy, and in particular Alabama Eddie Lacy, not Green Bay Packer Eddie Lacy, but he's just a punisher. when he's running the football. He's a bruiser on both sides of the ball, really. But he's also got some great athleticism, and he's deceptively quick too. I'll say that he pulls away from guys at times, and you don't know how he's going to do it. So
Yeah, he's 2026, so he has another year. So, I mean, he's already getting looks as a junior. So I can only imagine what's going to happen over the summer, and he goes to more camps and get some more offers. So, and I also want to point out, like, when we first did this, I kind of tagged a bunch of kids we're going to cover this week. Um, he commented or follow us and said bless. So humble kid, I love that. And like you said, he plays both ways. So we'll see some highlights of him. I think I have his midseason. Yep, midseason highlights. So hopefully it'll be both. We can see him on both sides of the ball.
yeah, and he's a guy he's a stocky kid.
Yeah, here we go.
But he's only going to put on more
Oh, you're
muscle.
right. Big Eddie Lacy vibes here. And he's quick too.
Yeah, like I said, deceptively, you don't think he's going to be able to run as fast as he can, but he pulls away from guys.
Oh, dude, what's my guy from Florida that plays for Houston now? Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name all of a sudden, but
Oh,
he reminds me of him too. Way he runs has a little Montreal in him too. Montreal Johnson from Florida. I mean, look at him. Finds the hole and he's gone. So for a big kid like that to pull away from these kids, that might have been Gretna right there. So I mean, they have some talent and some quickness over there too. So oh, here we
yeah,
go.
and like we said, he's listed as a linebacker on Rivals, but I would not be surprised to see him get some offers at running back.
Man, I mean, look at just big kid taking off. Like I agree with you. Like if this kid's running at me, I mean, I'm trying to go for the shoelaces. I'm not trying to. Oh, here we go. I mean, just stiff arm him right to the ground. This might be Bassett right here. Yeah. Oh, I can see outside and he's gone. I mean, he's a big reason why they're competing for 3A. Will be three. I think they're in 3D. So watch out for them. They got some kids on that team that are pretty good. Played a heck of
Yeah.
a game against GW too.
And another guy who's like just extremely patient when he's not just hitting the hole and then trying to run somebody over. He's trying to find the hole, waiting for it to open up, and then he's hitting it and he's gone.
Let's see one
And
more here for.
if
Oh, here we
if
go.
he
Finally, we got a linebacker highlight here. So
yeah.
sheds a block, pursues. Oh, what a hit! Oh man. Let's see last one here. Patient, patient. There wasn't much of a hole there, and he's gone for a touchdown. So I like what you said there. Patient kid, big kid. Don't want to get in his way. Ethan Duke's there at Magna Vista. So we look forward to him, growing some more and seeing some more offers over the summer. But we have your kid here next, Jaziel Hart, I believe, from North Cross,
Yeah.
says in the private school ranks.
Yeah. And this I hate to say this is no slight at any other kids on the list, but this is my favorite player that I've watched and had the honor of covering so far. So a kid from North Cross, a cornerback, 5'11", 170. According to On3, the industry ranking, he's 652 nationally, number 50 cornerback in the country, and then number 13 in the state of Virginia. According to On3 itself, he's a top 300 kid at 292 nationally, number 24 cornerback in the country, and number 9 in the state of Virginia. A kid who has plenty of offers, including Akron, ECU, Indiana, Liberty, Marshall, Maryland, Michigan, UNC, Penn State, Pittsburgh, South Carolina, Syracuse. There they are popping up again. Tennessee, UVA, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia. According to On3, at the current time, he's predicted to go to Virginia Tech, with Penn State not too far behind. But man, a kid who it's so hard to put into words just how special of an athlete he is. The first thing that stands out to me is his speed, but he's also an instinctive player. He's got great length at cornerback, and when we watch his highlights, you'll see this is a kid who is not afraid to be physical, whether it's on offense at wide receiver or on defense. He's not afraid to put his hands on you. He's not afraid to run you over. He's just an absolute animal on the field.
And also, like you said, he's only a junior as well, so he has some time to even have even more offers and kind of grow and stuff like that. So I haven't seen much in North Cross just because they play a lot of private school ranks, but I gotta see some of these highlights right here. So he's on the outside, number one. Oh, he's a Mossa kid. All right, so first play we see he's Mossing kid. So uh, back in the end zone there. And in North Cross, I'll say this: they play some people. I mean, they go around playing
Yeah.
some schools, so they're not scared to play against anybody. I think this is the game they may have lost Trinity. We talked about in Richmond.
Mhm.
So, but still, I mean, look at him. He's doing everything. He's on the outside. He's running the ball. He's playing cornerback. Oh, nice
And
catch.
he's one of those kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched an interview. He's one of those kids who's so he's just so humble. But then when you watch his highlights on the football field, he knows he's good and he's not afraid to let you know that.
Uh-oh. I have to talk to North Cross about their camera here. But yeah, I mean, you see him disappear for a second. Touchdown. Oh, he got tripped up. Here's on the outside. Nice cut back. Oh, kid lost his ankles. I mean, you see him. I mean, he's gonna do everything. Special talent here. Back in. Oh, that he was out there blocking it there. Here he is again. Oh,
Yeah, those,
he's not scared of violence.
yeah, that's going back to what I said. He's not afraid to get physical with you, and I think
Oh, goal
that's
line
gonna do
there,
well.
touchdown. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I believe you now. Yeah, I may have been down. I'm nothing against North Coast. It's just hard to see them play a lot when they're playing against these private schools, and we pay attention a lot to public schools. Oh, nice move. Yeah. So yeah, this kid's gonna be a special talent. I mean, he already is, but give him another off season, and I'm sure his offers will be even better next year too. So I see what you're saying about Jazeal Hart.
Yeah, and when you watch his highlights, he's like, and you know this from growing up together, but when I'm creating a guy to do like Road to Glory on college football, like I'm creating a guy who's just like Jazeal Hart, who is fast as on to what, and then also can take your head off too. So
Mm.
I just love that kid's highlights.
So this next one, we're getting to. This is Des Jordan, also in I think 2026 as well. And the reason why I have him on here, we could have had him on for the next, whatever, but this kid's a special talent, I think. Allegheny Covington. I mean, if you've ever been to Covington, it's up there in the mountain area. They combine schools now they're 3A, so um, you don't see a whole lot of. I mean, I'm not saying there's no talent there, but you don't see it a lot of times. But to see a kid from Allegheny Covington, it's special, and he has his team rolling this year. I think they're 8-0 or 9-0, and he's been a big reason for that. And I follow him on Twitter, and I follow their. I don't know the guy's name, but it just says Allegheny Boys Tennis. So I'm sure if I clicked on his profile, I'll see some stuff. But just want to let you know. So this is back in October 26th. His last two games, he had completed 85% of his passes, 39 for 46 for 552 yards, seven passing TDs, and four rushing TDs, and zero interceptions. So that's huge. And we talked about them playing against Glenver, who we was in our top 10, and we thought that would be maybe a close game for Glenver. They would definitely win that, but they got flat out embarrassed by Allegheny, and this kid's a big reason why. So um, through 8 games, he's 107, 139 for 77%, 1,600 yards, 22 passing TDs, 11 rushing, and only two interceptions on the year. So um, he has Allegheny playing good ball, and they'll play some good competition in the playoffs, and hopefully they'll keep going.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens in terms of like the offers that he gets, and I definitely see uh him playing at the next level, man. I whether that's going to be D1, D2, or D3, he's going to be playing somewhere after he gets done. And I originally thought that he would be a kid who would probably play on the defensive side of the ball, but he's got a lot of talent at quarterback. He's a lefty, and he was actually the top quarterback at a local unrivaled 540 camp in Salem last year, or maybe it was earlier this year. But um, he's a classic case of putting your best athlete, your best player at quarterback, and letting them go to work, man.
Football and basketball, junior. Well, so they actually have through 9 games here. So I'll read some past stats, but yeah, still 77%, almost 1,800 yards, so 36 total TDs. That's helping your team out a lot. So, um, yeah, I think I read he went to like a Wake Forest camp. He's been featured on the QB hit list, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, special talent. So I had to include him on this first one. So, let's see some highlights of Des Jordan. And I told you we talked about this the other day. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit on his highlights. Um, Come on now. Oh, might have our first ad of the night. Yes, we do. So
Ooh.
I know first ad. So I had it perfect. I don't know what happened. I messed up. So, but oh, come on. Here we go. There we go. All right, here we go. So you'll see Des Jordan here. And I told you, so I told you before that he looked like Armani Edwards from App State. I changed my mind. So there's another quarterback, another lefty. I think he's more, you might be more familiar with this one too. Um, Pat White from West Virginia. So I think he's more of that same type of arm throw or throwing motion and way he plays upright too. So let's watch him a little bit. Evades defense, throws a good pass downfield, touchdown. That's why they're not a no right there, man.
Yeah. And one of these highlights coming up, you're gonna see. We might have to play. I think it's this one right here. I mean, you just see how shifty
Oh
he is with the ball.
gosh. I mean, I don't even know how you even saw that kid behind him.
You know who else he reminds me of?
Who's that?
And this is a name that not maybe none of our listeners know, but Greg Ward Jr. from Houston a few years back.
Oh yeah.
He's now a wide receiver in the league, but
Oof. Best
an
defense
absolute
making a nice hit too.
yes.
Like we said, high school you're gonna play it both ways and deliver a nasty hit. Shiftiness gets in touchdown. I mean, this is a special talent. I mean, let's see here. I mean, just get falling down, falling away, perfect pass. Just a special talent. I mean, I really do hope that Allegheny can win a few games there in the playoffs, and he deserves it. They deserve it, especially for a community that had to like consolidate their schools. This is special for them.
Yeah.
QB Reed here, gosh,
And you see what he does with his legs, but he's also, I mean, in these clips, he's also just dropping dimes.
yeah. Like I say, he's falling away or taking a tackle, has defense in his face. So here he is on defense, making plays. Let's see a couple more here. Des Jordan. Oh yeah. I mean, like he's patient right there. I mean, you saw like there was a hole waiting to open up, give him some room, and he waits, hits it, touchdown. Oh yeah, but Des Jordan here, so he's just a junior, has some time to grow. His offer list will definitely shoot up as well. So I would like to see him stay as a quarterback. I don't know if he's what he's planning on doing. I don't think he'll be a defensive DB or anything like that. I think he should stay a quarterback. Let's see one more here. I can watch this all day. I'm telling you, man, he reminds me of Pat White back in the West Virginia days. Yeah, touchdown. But yeah, like I said, he's the reason why Allegheny. I mean, the whole team is doing well. But to have a special talent like that, can't deny that's why they're not a no. But what do you think about our first 10 here? I mean, um, anyone that, I mean, Gideon definitely probably the best player, far as like offer wise and where he's going. But all these kids are special talents in their own.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the most slept on kid is probably Malachi Coleman. But I mean, just a ton of talent. You could say the same thing about Carter Stallard probably too. 985 nationally, it just seems way too low. And I'm not sure if yeah, it just seems like this area kind of gets, and we've had some higher ranked kids in the past come through this area. especially some kids from Salem and everything. But it just seems like this area is kind of slept on in terms of, when people think of Virginia, they always think of the Tidewater, or they think of Northern Virginia, but we have a lot of talent here in the
Yeah,
South and the western side of the state.
there's some good ball in the South, South Central, Southwest. There's good ball there. I mean, we'll see some more kids in the next few weeks, and um, some kids that don't have like barely have any offers, and it's like, why not? Like these kids should be going places. So, like I said, it might be D3, D2, or hopefully D1, FCS, whatever it might be. But if you can play at the next level, do what you can, but keep that education. But yeah, first 10 here, Gideon Davidson, Easton Ware, Carter Stallard, Malachi Coleman, Josiah Persinger, Tavion Clark, Jack Reese, Ethan Dukes, Jaziel Hart, and Des Jordan. So we look forward to watching them play the rest of the year. And a lot of these kids will be playing in the playoffs too. So I think we have one more week of regular season this week, and then playoffs start off after that. So be interesting to see. I do want to say the guy from Allegheny, I was talking about the boys tennis that I follow, Coach Seth Davis. So shout out to Coach Seth Davis on the stats. We do appreciate it. But yeah, Devin, any final thoughts?
No, I just think hopefully we did our job. What we're trying to accomplish is to shed some light on some of the talent in the area. Hopefully, a couple of kids, people will listen to this and they'll get a little bit more attention. But just looking ahead to next week, there's a couple of kids from Magna Vista maybe I want to cover. Um, I'm gonna name drop one kid out of North Side, Michael Harvey, that I want to
Hmm.
cover as well. But yeah, definitely no shortage of talent that we can cover in the coming weeks. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And that's like all the kids out there are, young men, whatever. We're going to cover you. It takes several weeks. We can't do 101 nights, so we're going to 10 each week. And we have kids at Chatham, Jaden Breedlove. You have Jaden Glenn there at GW too. He's a special talent. I mean, uh, the quarterback is it Cable. I can't think of how you say the last name, but kids everywhere. So we have a lot of kids we don't cover. So just stay tuned, and we'll get to you guys soon. But thank you, Dev, for your recruiting analysis. And this is fun. We should just every week. So we'll have more on next week. Thank you guys.